हा सेशन सुरू केला हां ठीक ठीक आणि त्या तिथं फोन लावला तर उचलत नाही म्हणजे ते फोन नॉट इन पुण्याला नॉट इन एक्झिस्टंट म्हणजे हो हो ठीक Okay, fine, Ananta. I'm going to share the PPT again. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this I have already shared with you last time. We have already discussed on this, and this particular PPT is a guide actually, a guide to become an entrepreneur, right? And we have discussed all these six steps or six steps which are needed to become an entrepreneur. So first, as you know, is like you have to ask question to yourself whether you really would like to be an entrepreneur, whether you would like to be an businessman, because that becoming a businessman is not that easy. We all know, because you should have that risk bearing capacity in you, and lot many traits or characteristics has to be exhibited. You need to have plenty of things like leadership is there, good communication skill has to be there, interpersonal skill has to be there, intrapersonal, intra means something which is inside us, something which is related to an individual. All those skills, your mental ability to cope up with this stress and the distress also you can call it, it has to be there. So plenty of qualities goes communication, not only written but you need to have verbal communication, right? So all this thing goes when we talk about an entrepreneur, and getting finance, then working in a team, that these are all the things that are needed. You need to have like what camaraderie also we call it, going along with a group, working in a team. So that is the first question, what are the steps to becoming an entrepreneur? So this is the first step. The first steps, are you ready for it? Are you ready to be an entrepreneur? This is what we have seen last time. सिर्फ entrepreneur बनना है करके बनना है तो doesn't make any sense. You need to have a good idea. Your business plan should be well done with before you venture out to become an entrepreneur. So this was the first step. That is what we have seen, and I hope you people have gone through it. It's simple steps. Mentally you have to prepare. You have to ask this question, yes, whether you would like to be entrepreneur or no. If the answer is yes, it is not as simple as saying yes. You have to analyze lot many things, like what, are you willing to take calculated risks? Do you have, do you do you convince yourself to take risks? So these are few of the questions for which you should find out the answers. If you are positive with all the questions, whatever questions that are mentioned, see how well do you believe in your idea? Are you willing to go that extra mile to taste success? Then how good are you living outside your comfort zone? Because see, becoming an entrepreneur, you cannot be like what 10 to 5 sort of thing. You will be on your toes 24 by 7, at least when you're going to start it. Unless until you establish yourself, you cannot sit quiet. You have to what, slog around day and night. Then only success will come to you. How good are you having outside your comfort zone? This is what we have seen. Do you work hard to get better at your strength and improve your weaknesses? So you have to list down your strength and weaknesses as well. कि मेरे में क्या खूबियाँ है और क्या कमियाँ है, right? All those strength has to be listed out, and you should be able to better your strength as time goes by and lessen your weaknesses or improve your weaknesses. So these are all this question. Once the answer to this question is positive, then you are ready to take the call. Always remember, no one can or will take the call for you. You yourself has to take a call. कोई नहीं बोलेगा कि नहीं आप बन जाओ. Unless until you yourself are ready, you cannot venture out. As I said, you have to do plenty of self introspection also, कि whether I'll be able to do it or not. These are all the questions, and once it is answered, then you go and do market research. See, startups need not be an idea which is very unique. See, so many, we know the population of India, and we know, I'll be showing one video that ideas need not be unique, because it's very difficult to have something which nobody is doing, right? Probably if somebody is not doing or working on it, that means the idea might not be good also. You can always search for midway. You can just try to fill up the gap. if for example Ola, I have given this example last time also. Ola, what the customers they are facing problem is the taxi driver or the cab driver, they cancel the ride if the payment is on not on cash. And the same thing now Uber is encashing on, right? So you have to just find out the limitation of present business also. That way also you can do a market research. It need not be purely a very new idea on which nobody has worked. Those type of ideas are very difficult to get, right? Probably the way you are thinking, lot many people are thinking in that direction. So that is step 2, that is market analysis or market research, right? How to learn more about your startups. Now these are various things. You can go on internet, just start by typing keywords. If you want to have e-commerce delivery business, food delivery business in India, these are all probable keywords. If somebody is looking out for food delivery, that dot to online, right? So this thing can be nowadays, internet comes very handy. All of we know that anything we are not able to get, we just Google it out. Even for that matter, fixing a location or finding a location, then finding the synonyms or knowing the keywords, right? So plenty of, even for MCQs, as a teacher we search for MCQs on internet and it comes very handy. Whatever is related to our syllabus, we pick up those MCQs and give it to our student to be solved in form of Google form. So internet, it comes very handy. You can consult few consultant, you can consult your colleagues, friends, relatives, parents, whatnot. You can take help of everybody and before you actually venture out with your idea. Just find out similar type of business, how they are doing, whether they are doing good or they are facing few problems. So beforehand you will be knowing that such and such issues may crop up or may pop up when you start what venturing out, when you actually start your business. So field research again has to be done. As I said, you can go and find out for yourself the similar type of business or similar type of industry. You can talk to peers, Peers. Peers are whom? They are people who are similar to you, right? They are doing similar type of business. So you can talk to them, you can talk to their customer and just find out how good the business model is, right? And how did we struggle. So these are all the things. But the third step is going to be financial planning, which is very, very important. If you do not plan for this financial planning, then probably you are not going to succeed, because you need to make provision for what? Failing to plan is planning to fail, right? So you have to do planning. And see, this is a thing which is I have mentioned earlier also. Did you know 29% of startups fail because they run out of cash? Many times it happens because things cannot be predicted very well beforehand. So financial planning has to be very tight, it has to be very perfect, and it has to be done meticulously with a finance guy. If you don't have that domain knowledge of finance, very, very in-depth knowledge, then you can take help of CA, or you can hire somebody who is good at finance. So this financial planning will lead to 29% of the startup fail. How did you ensure your startup does not fail because of financial trouble? These are the steps. These are the tips that are given. How much provision of money how much buffer money you should maintain so that you do not run out of money. Because many a time emergency may come and you have to go for spending lot of money, maybe on inventory, maybe on hiring people. So proper provision. See, these are the costs which usually happens. Recurring cost which happens again and again. One-time cost, that is fixed cost, like company registration is there, office security deposits there, workplace you have prepared few posters, nameplates and all those things. So these are one-time costs or fixed costs. But recurring costs, you have to be very particular about this. Once the fixed cost is done, you need not worry about it. But when we talk about recurring cost, this has to be paid. Like it comes as a what? It comes as a founder's salary, office expenses, salary to your staff, data entry operators salary, digital marketing salary, or server space cost. Monthly you have to pay for that, right? So you need to be very tight on this aspect. After fourth step, then comes the identifying the right business type. In fact, this can be done simultaneously, because unless until you identify the right business type, you cannot work on finance. So these go hand in hand with third and fourth step. After that, the fifth stage is hiring people. Once you have done with your financial planning and once you have listed out what is the probable business you are going to start, you're going to hire people in all the domain, including marketing, the finance, IT, HR. You'll need people. You'll need a team. You cannot work alone. Startups maybe many a time you start alone, but as the startups keeps on growing, then at that point of time you'll need many helping hand to assist you, to help you out in further expanding that business, right? Ananda, I hope you are able to recall this is what we have done last time.
Getting started. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See,
Yes, sir.
this slide already I have discussed, but this is, since it's a revision, I am just going through all these steps. So in all, they are what, six steps. The first step is very important. That is the step where you have to decide whether to jump in the water. Shark Tank एक serial आती है, आपने देखा है अनंता? It comes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
that
sir.
is something-
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, Shark
Funding.
Tank. Yeah, name is Shark Tank. Shark Tank. And the reason is simple, because venturing out and doing a startup is like jumping in an ocean which is full of shark. They are not going to let you out. Once you jump, then you have to fight back against all these sharks. So something that's why that catchy word they have used. And fighting with shark, you know, it's not that easy. So startup is similar to that only. You have to fight against all odds. Lot many things will happen. Lot many things may go wrong. Lot many things may go against you. So you need to be mentally as well as financially, physically, all round preparation has to be there. Then and then only your startup is going to succeed. So a few of two videos I'm going to show you, Ananta. I hope you like it. Before that, I'm just going to stop it. One is by Dhruva Rathi. He is very famous YouTuber, and one is by Vion channel. That is Palki Upadhyay. I'm just going to stop sharing. I'm going to put this thing on share sound and optimize for video. Okay. Now I'm going to go to YouTube channel. Two important videos which I would like to show you. One is in Hindi and another are in English. So first we'll see the video which is in English. After that we'll be going to the video which is in Hindi. Not this one. See, this is a channel Gravitas. It's a wonderful channel. In fact, you can subscribe also to this channel because they come out with small videos explaining the recent events. It can be Russia-Ukraine war, like it can be watching.
Hello and welcome to Gravitas.
Just a minute. Something on actor Puneet Rajkumar, who died because of extensive workout, and this is India's startup story. Another, just let me know, can you see the video properly? Is it visible?
Not running, sir. It is not running.
No, I'm going to run it.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the end, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So watch the video minutely.
Plus, I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Have you ever thought of starting up? Have you had a unique idea that you thought could make a brilliant product, but you were scared of taking the plunge, or risking your savings, or ushering in a change too late into your career? What if I told you it's never too late to start up? What if I told you that now is the best time to start up? Meet Falguni Nair. She's 59 years old and one of India's most successful entrepreneurs. Nair decided to start up 19 years into her career. She was a few months shy of 50 when she started Nykaa. Nykaa went live on the 30th of October 2012. It made Nair India's richest self-made woman in just 9 years. Her net worth today is $7 billion. As for Nykaa today, it is one of India's most valuable companies. A few days ago, the company went public. The IPO was a blockbuster. It made Nair the poster girl of Indian startup. Now, I realize that I've been using the word startup for some time now, so allow me to quickly tell you what a startup really is. I'm sure a lot of you already know this. A startup is a young company, one that is selling a unique product or service, that's founded by one or more entrepreneurs and initially funded by the founders, their families or friends. Today, India has 58,959 recognized startups. 73 of them are unicorns, meaning their valuation is $1 billion or more. Which are these companies? Ola Cabs, Paytm, Byju's, Swiggy, Oyo Rooms, Big Basket, Lenskart, and many others. 38 Indian startups entered the Unicorn Club this year. The likes of Licious, Grofers, BharatPe, Urban Company, PharmEasy, Cred, First Cry. Most of you already are familiar with these brands, and that's the amazing thing about startups. Their entire focus is on making life easier for customers or their clients, and this helps them become a household name in no time. If you want a haircut, there are startups bringing the salon to your home. Do you have an urge to make kebabs? Mince meat will be at your doorstep in minutes. Do you love makeup? The best of global brands are just an order away. No customs or sky-high shipping charges. That's the amazing thing about startups. They're bullish on being hassle-free. Indian startups are doing a fine job at that. It is no wonder that India is adding an increasing number of unicorns to its sleeves every passing year. Look at this chart. Between 2011 and 2014, India produced only one unicorn every year. In 2015, the number jumped to 5, became 8 in 2018, 9 in 2019, and this year the graph just won't stop climbing. 38 and counting, and it's not even December. So what's working in favor of Indian startups? And why do I say now is the time to start up? First, the current scenario. Number one, the Wuhan virus pandemic has accelerated the online switch. People who never bought even a packet of sugar online are today adding their monthly ration to shopping carts online. Medicines are being bought online, and so is milk or flowers or a cup of tea. Children are being tutored online. Money is being exchanged online. Number two, the smartphone proliferation in India. It is helping people avail the services and products these startups are offering. Number three, the desire for consumption, accompanied by the rise in income levels. You see, today an average 20-year-old or 30-year-old has more disposable income than people of the same age group had some 10 years back. So they're spending more money, be it on food, clothing, cosmetics or holidays. Today we are buying more products and services than ever before, and this is helping startups grow. So that's the demand side of the story. The second part is the supply side, and this too is rosy. Number one, there's a massive flow of talent. India already has premier engineering and business schools. The IITs, the IIMs, they make up for nearly 40% of India's startup founders and leaders. Number two, India's youth is not scared of taking risks. They're open to entrepreneurial experiments. Number three, business is no longer seen as an occupation confined to India's mercantile community. Business has become a legit career today. Number four, as Indian startups grow, they're attracting more top quality talent, retaining the brightest of students in India. India's top talent is staying back to start up or join startups instead of joining the Silicon Valley. That way, the startup culture has reversed the so-called brain drain. So there is demand, there is supply. What about funding? That brings us to the third part of the success story. Indian startups are doing well because investors are happy to put their money in these companies. Look at numbers from quarter 3. Between July and September 2021, Indian startups raised more than $10 billion. That's twice the amount raised in the same period last year and 41% more than the funding raised in the second quarter. Now look at this chart. The numbers are soaring. Today, India ranks 20th in the global startup ecosystem ranking. It has jumped 3 spots. India ranks 3rd when it comes to the share of unicorns. It is behind only the United States and China. India's entrepreneurial journey is not new. It began some 4 decades ago. You're all familiar with these logos: TCS, Infosys, Wipro. These IT services sprung up in the 80s. They invested in technology. They harnessed the potential of a young English-speaking workforce. These companies brought India to the global platform and offered the world cost-effective tech services. The 90s gave birth to some big Indian banks: ICICI, HDFC, Axis. It coincided with the birth of Airtel. By 2011, InMobi had already placed India on the unicorn map. In 2014, the Narendra Modi government came to power. It prioritized the digital transformation of India. Startup India was launched in the year 2016. The idea was to, quote-unquote, build a strong ecosystem that is conducive to the growth of startup business, to drive sustainable economic growth and generate large-scale employment opportunities. Today, India's startup sector is valued at $315 billion. It employs more than 500,000 people. Today, we are living in a perfect startup ecosystem. India has progressive government policies, capital assistance from investors, and the brilliance of Indian talent. Like I said, now is the time to start up. So if you have a disruptive idea, take it forward, create a solid plan, have a well-defined niche, know your target group, set your goals, hire wisely, tighten your seatbelts, and jump in to ride the startup wave. All the best.
Yeah, that is all for this video, Ananta. I'm going to share the slide again. Ananta, can you recall what was the name of that lady when she started? One lady who started Nike.
Nair, sir. Nair.
Nair, yeah, Falguni Nair, right?
Falguni Nair.
Falguni Nair, right? So that is one. And see this video, whatever video the this lady, Palki Upadhyay, right? She was talking about was the same thing which we are discussed on this slide, particular slide. All these 6 steps. She has said like for finance funding she has discussed. So that is all about the startup, and India is ranked third in terms of startups, in terms of unicorn it is producing, right? So this success story is very good when we talk about India, and it is growing very exponentially. Earlier only one unicorn per year India used to give. Now last year it was 38 all taken together, and which is a very really a good number compared to cities, compared to countries like Singapore and UK. They are ranked as 4th and 5th. So in coming days, obviously because of this success stories, the number of unicorn and number of starters are going to grow. But you can become unicorn only when you do all this homework. This slide explains it out in detail. One more video before I take you to another slide. One more video I'm going to show you on similar line. And again here, as usual, I might ask you a few questions at the end. Okay.
(2021)
India displaces UK to become the third. Yeah, this is again a good video, a very small video. So we are going to take a look at this also. And at the end, I would like to have what? Just a moment. I think I have not shared for this. Just a moment. Yes. I'm going to share sound optimized for video recording, and now we are going to go take a look at this. Yes. And just let me know if you are not able to hear properly and see it properly.
Is a year of many firsts. America elected its first woman vice president. NASA touched the sun for the first time. Space tourism finally kicked off. New games were introduced at the Olympics. We saw the first sale of an NFT this year. Likewise, India's unicorn story also witnessed many firsts in 2021. The unicorn ecosystem saw a lot of new entries, like the first health tech unicorn, Innovaxer, the first social commerce unicorn, Meesho, and the first e-pharmacy unicorn, PharmEasy. For those of you wondering what a unicorn is, it's a term from the venture capital industry, first coined by Eileen Lee, the founder of Cowboy. She used the word unicorn to refer to any startup that is valued at $1 billion or more. Do you know how many such startups made it to India's unicorn club this year? 33. India added 33 unicorns in just 12 months. $33 billion companies. This is a massive record, one that's being lauded the world over. According to data compiled by the Hurun Research Institute, India is now the third top country to be hosting unicorns. India has a total of 54 unicorns. It has displaced the United Kingdom for the third spot. The UK added 15 unicorns in 2021. India now ranks ahead of the UK, also ahead of Germany, France, Israel, Canada, Brazil, and South Korea. The United States tops this list, followed by China on the second spot and India the third. And this is just domestic data. Indians are now running a total of 119 unicorns the world over. 54 of them are in India, 65 outside the country. They're spread all over the world. There's Instacart, an on-demand delivery unicorn based in the US. Clip, a fintech unicorn based in Mexico. Improbable, a gaming unicorn based in the UK. Moglix, an e-commerce unicorn based in Singapore. Omio, an e-commerce unicorn based in Germany. All of these startups are either run by an Indian or have an Indian co-founder. Let's show you some more data. Back in India, Bengaluru is home to the highest number of unicorns. It ranks first among all Indian cities, followed by Mumbai, Pune, Thane, and Gurugram. If we speak of Indian unicorns in terms of value, Byju's leads the pack at $21 billion. The company is now in talks for a public listing in the US, which, if successful, will take its value to $48 billion. InMobi, a mobile ad tech firm, is the second most valuable unicorn in India. It has a valuation of $12 billion. And Oyo Rooms, founded by 28-year-old Ritesh Agarwal, is on the third spot with a valuation of $9.4 billion. Among the new members of India's Unicorn Club are Digit, Cred, Urban Company, Zeta, BharatPay, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Licious, MobiQuick, and MyGlam, and many others, of course. You can say it's raining unicorns in India. What triggered this boom? What led to the rise of so many unicorns? And that too during a pandemic when most businesses have collapsed. Industry experts point at three factors. Number one, a thriving digital payments ecosystem. It penetrated every aspect of life during the pandemic. A total of 44 million digital payments were recorded this year. This helped startups expand their customer base. The second factor is a larger smartphone user base. With lockdowns and work from home becoming the norm, smartphones became more important than ever in our lives. India's smartphone market reached a record 173 million units in 2021. That's a 14% rise in just 1 year. This made a lot of startups more accessible to Indians. And three, a digital-first business model. Almost every new startup in India is adopting the digital-first approach. It is tailored to a digital environment. It's personalized. It's technologically advanced. It prioritizes customer engagement. It relies on data-driven strategies to expand. A confluence of all of these three factors is driving India's unicorn boom. On an average, India is producing 3 unicorns a month. Reports say this figure will only grow in the coming year. Indian unicorns are showing a rare immunity against the Wuhan virus. They're proving to be resilient in the face of many economic perils. Here's hoping that their success stories further boost the Indian spirit of entrepreneurship. WION is now available.
Yeah, that is all for this video. Let me first of all stop sharing this video and let me reshare the screen again. Yes, Ananta, how many unicorn in India? The number to 2021? Palki Upadhyay was talking about.
34 or 54, 54 something.
No, 33 in India
30.
and globally
India.
119 started by Indians globally. That includes startups in US and startups in UK and other countries, right?
Okay.
So
Ranking third. We are ranking third.
and we are ranking third compared to globally compared to other countries. US is first and second is what?
UK.
UK and
US,
third is
UK, India.
No, UK has went fourth.
UK has won fourth.
First was US, second was China, right? China.
Okay, China.
And third is India. Okay. So we were talking about these aspects. So this particular PPT has to be studied very minutely. Let me take you to the financing part. Yeah, fundraising or rising, right? So what is this? Once you have done the financial planning, you must now figure out a way to fund your startups. See, most of the startups are funded by whom? By the friends and family business, or you fund for yourself. Whatever savings you are having, maybe you have quitted a job and whatever savings are there, that can be utilized and they can be used as a seed money to start. Once your business get rolling, then automatically you'll be generating fund from your business, which can again be pumped back to the original business, so as to take it further. Fundraising and raise funds from the banks. You can avail a loan also. Bank can give you loan against property. or you can put your proposal, project report, and mortgage the property and property to get a secured funding for a startup. This is another way out. Raise fund from government schemes. See, there are plenty of government scheme which government, Startup India is one of the theme where the government is funding the startups. Angel investors, you can look out for angel investors. There are plenty of people who have lot of money and they won't like to run the business. They want people to work for them. So these are called as angel investor, where the investor taking a look at your business model will decide whether to spend money on you or not, whether the idea is good or not. Venture capitalist, VC, we call them VC also. Venture capitalist invest money in the startup based on startup's evaluation. You have the startup evaluated by professional and then approach VCs to fund startup by offering a stake of the startup to the right VCs. You can offer certain portion of your startup like 10%, 20%, a sort of ownership you are offering them. If you are having 100 as your share units, so you can offer 20, 30% depending on your requirement. Crowdfunding. What is this crowdfunding? The newest kid in the town of a startup funding. You get to pitch your idea to others and they all come together to fund your dreams. So something like Shark Tank, we have seen that. That is something where n numbers of people are funding you. That is also called as crowdfunding. So these are various ways you can think about. You can think about the best possible way. If you can manage in the first step itself, instead of taking a loan, because loan comes with the interest, we all know it, and it has to be repaid. It has to be EMI has to be paid on time. So many times it happens that your cash flow is not proper. So you may find it difficult to pay your EMI, and you may lapse the EMI, which may comes costly to your organization. So what you have to say to it that if possible, if you can borrow money from your family, friend, parents, and if you have your own corpus, that is going to come very, very handy, because you won't be under burden of paying back to the banks and other people immediately. Friends and family can to a larger extent adjust their payment, right? But not the banks. Banks won't do that. Probably you can go for government scheme because they comes with a lot many incentives and perks sort of thing compared to a loan from a bank. So this thing, as I said, and hiring people, again you need to have a good HR, what you call it, HR skills in you. You should be able to identify proper people. You should know who is good at what. You should be able to identify the weaknesses and strength of your team. So hiring is again equally important as important as raising the funds. So hiring is the topmost criteria. This is the topmost criteria you will have to keep in mind while hiring the team for the startups. And you yourself are going to decide on the salary, how much compensation are you willing to give to your employees. A right team is the difference between the success and failure of a startup. If you get a team right, because see, all organization, it is all teamwork. No organization will be run by a single person. In fact, you will be having more than two when we talk about organization. So a right team, a perfect team will lead you to success, whereas an imperfect team, mismatched team will lead the startup to failure. Hiring a team for a startup can be the toughest challenge you will face. Hiring is not that easy. That's why HR departments are there in almost all the organizations. Or people will take help of the professional placement agencies, because hiring is not a very simple task. Knowing human being is one of the most difficult tasks, I would say. Employees will always look for bigger enterprise or better salaries. They will regularly need a lot of motivation from you. See, apart from salary, the work environment, the work satisfaction, this will also come. This is also very important if you want to retain the employee, if you want to cut down on attrition rate. नहीं तो salary ठीक है, it's good, but what the employees are not getting work satisfaction. So probably most of the employees are looking out for newer place, newer pastures, कि यहाँ से better कुछ मिलता है क्या. But if they are mentally satisfied, if your organization has a good work culture, then probably people will think twice before leaving the organization. Salary goes secondary over there, because ultimately work satisfaction has to be there, and matching salary is something which matches the industry. will be more than sufficient. You need not pay anything extra. Rather, you can concentrate more on maintaining the morale of the employees and motivating them continuously. See, motivation is not a one-time affair. Once you motivate somebody, the motivation as the time goes by comes down. So motivation has to be done repeatedly. It can be through rewards, awards, then through what? Through appreciation of the work done, right? So plenty of things can be done, like having close meetings where you can discuss your future plan. You can discuss about deviation which is happening, any correction that is needed. You can empower them with certain responsibility as well as authority, so that they feel that they are part of the organization, right? Are you getting me, Ananda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Again, we're going to run a video. I'm going to take a break for 1 minute's time. In the meantime, I'll try to run the video. शाळेत पाठवलं गेलं ना. अरे आता कुठे आहे तो? मग थांबले 5 मिनिट. माझं सेशन तुम्ही तिथून सोडून येतो ना. आता नेमकं आता 5 मिनिटं थांबते काय सेशन संपतं. कट करतो मी तर. तिथला ॲड्रेस पाठवतो. काय नाव आहे त्याचं? नाव काय? अभय ते ताश्री आहे ना. Yes, Ananta, just a moment. Yes, Ananta, just a moment. I'm trying to share the video. This is again one good video by Dhruv Rathi, how to start business in India.
बिजनेस करने से ऐसा रेवेन्यू आता है, ऐसी क्या चाहते हैं, आपका आइडिया क्या है। यहाँ पे बहुत से लोग जो स्टार्टअप करने की सोचते हैं, उनके दिमाग में आता है कि हमें कुछ ऐसा आइडिया सोचना है जो आज तक किसी ने भी ना सोचा हो, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से गलत सोच है। इसके 2 रीजंस हैं। एक तो ये है कि एक ऐसा आइडिया सोचना जो आज तक किसी ने भी ना सोचा हो, इसके बहुत ही कम चांसेस हैं कि आपके दिमाग में कोई ऐसी चीज़ आए, क्योंकि देश भर में 1 बिलियन से ज़्यादा लोग हैं, बहुत कम चांसेस हैं इसके। और दूसरा और ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रीज़न कि आपको ये नहीं करना चाहिए, एक ऐसा बिजनेस एक नई फील्ड में जहाँ पे कस्टमर बेस एस्टैब्लिश नहीं है, एक सोर्स ऑफ रेवेन्यू नहीं है, किसी ने आपसे पहले ट्रायल एंड रन नहीं किया है, वहाँ पे एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं किया है कि इस फील्ड में बिजनेस करने से ऐसा रेवेन्यू आता है, ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स हम फेस करते हैं, तो एक बहुत ही नई चीज़ है यहाँ पे, बहुत ही रिस्की काम है ये। इसलिए मैं कहूँगा आपको एक ऐसा आइडिया सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है जो किसी और ने ना सोचा हो। इनफैक्ट आपको ये सोचने की ज़रूरत है कि आपको खुद क्या करना पसंद है। यहाँ पर मैं रेकमेंड करूँगा कि आप 2 चीज़ों पर फोकस कीजिए। पहली चीज़ कि आपका पैशन क्या है, आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, आपको क्या करने में मज़ा आता है। और दूसरी चीज़ कि आप किस तरह से लोगों को वैल्यू दे सकते हैं, लोगों को अपने काम से किस तरह से बेनिफिट पहुंचा सकते हैं, इतनी वैल्यू दे सकते हैं कि लोग आपको उसके बदले पैसे देने को तैयार हो जाएं। जब आपने ये 2 चीज़ें सोच ली हैं तो उसके बाद आप नेक्स्ट देख सकते हैं कि इन 2 चीज़ों से कोइंसाइड करते हुए कौन से बिजनेसेस ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, किस तरह की बिजनेसेस पहले से ही मार्केट में है और वो किस तरह से चल रहे हैं, उनको स्टडी कीजिए आप। एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे अगर आपको एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत मज़ा आता है, मान लो रिवर राफ्टिंग करने में आपको बहुत मज़ा आता है, तो यहाँ पे एक चीज़ हो गई। दूसरी चीज़ आप देख सकते हैं फिर कि रिवर राफ्टिंग करके एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स करते हुए आप लोगों को किस तरह से बेनिफिट दे सकते हैं। तो इसमें आ गया कि आप एक एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स की कंपनी खोल सकते हैं फॉर एग्जांपल। अब ये दोनों चीज़ें सेटिस्फाई हो गई तो आप एक एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स की कंपनी खोलने से पहले आप देखिए कि पहले से ही किस किस टाइप की एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स की कंपनीज एग्जिस्ट करती हैं इंडिया में और वो किस तरह से फंक्शन कर रही हैं। उनको स्टडी कीजिए, उनको कॉल करके पूछिए आपका बिजनेस किस तरह से चलता है और उनका बिजनेस मॉडल किस तरह से है बेसिकली। ये करने के बाद नेक्स्ट स्टेप है कि आप अपना एक बिजनेस प्लान तैयार करो। मान लो आप कल से बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना चाहते हो अपना, तो कल से लेके अगले 1 साल तक, जब आपका पहले साल तक जो बिजनेस चलेगा उसका पूरा बजट रिपोर्ट तैयार करो कि आपको कितने पैसे लगेंगे बिजनेस को स्टार्ट करने में, कितना कैपिटल और इन्वेस्टमेंट लगेगा और पूरे 1 साल में क्या क्या खर्चे आएंगे और कितना आप प्रॉफिट बनाओगे। और जो आपको कैपिटल और इन्वेस्टमेंट की ज़रूरत होगी बिजनेस को स्टार्ट करने के लिए, वो कहाँ से लाओगे? आप अपने दोस्तों से बोरो करोगे, अपने फैमिली से पैसे मांगोगे बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने के लिए, या बैंक से लोन लोगे? यहाँ पर मैं रेकमेंड करूँगा कि ऐसे ही बिजनेस आप स्टार्ट करो जिसमें आपको बैंक से लोन लेना ना पड़े या कोई थर्ड पार्टी से पैसे लेने की ज़रूरत ना पड़े। आप ऐसे बिजनेस स्टार्ट करो जिसमें कि आपकी फैमिली अफोर्ड कर पाए आपको जो इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट है उस बिजनेस की देने के लिए, क्योंकि बैंक के चक्कर में पड़ जाओगे तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स पड़ सकती हैं और भारी नुकसान उठाना पड़ सकता है अगर आपका बिजनेस फेल हो गया बाद में। तो ऐसे ही बिजनेस सोचो जिसमें कि आप खुद से अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर पा रहे हो, इतने पैसे हैं आपके पास, या फिर आपके फैमिली और फ्रेंड्स देने को तैयार हैं उतने पैसे। ये चीज मैं शुरू के लिए रेकमेंड कर रहा हूं। एक बार आपका बिजनेस एस्टैब्लिश हो गया, उसके बाद उसको नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ले जाने के लिए फिर आप लोन लेने की सोच सकते हैं। इस तरह से जो रिस्क है वो कम से कम रहेगा। और यहाँ पे आप पैसे किसी से भी बोरो करो दोस्तों, लेकिन जो जरूरी चीज है वो ये है कि आपका जो बिजनेस प्लान है, जो बिजनेस रिपोर्ट बनाई है आपने 1 साल की, वो जितनी ज्यादा डिटेल्ड हो सके उतनी ज्यादा डिटेल्ड हो वो, ताकि कोई भी आपके बिजनेस प्लान को देखे तो वो भी कन्विंस हो जाए कि हाँ भाई ये वाला बिजनेस तो काम करेगा, मतलब हम इसमें अगर पैसे लगाएंगे तो नुकसान नहीं होगा हमारा, उल्टा प्रॉफिट ही निकल के आएगा बिजनेस से। अब जब आपने अपना 1 साल का बिजनेस प्लान सही तरीके से बना लिया है तो हम नेक्स्ट स्टेप पे चल सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट स्टेप ये है कि आपके बिजनेस को गवर्नमेंट में रजिस्टर करवाया जाए। अब जिस तरह का आपका बिजनेस होगा उस पर डिपेंड करके अलग अलग टाइप के तरीके से बिजनेस को रजिस्टर करवाया जा सकता है। अलग अलग टाइप की बिजनेस एंटिटीज कहते हैं इसको, जो अलग अलग तरीके होते हैं। मैं सारे तो नहीं बताऊंगा, मैं मेन तरीके आपको बता देता हूँ क्या क्या होते हैं। सबसे पहला, सबसे पुराना और सबसे आसान तरीका आपके बिजनेस को रजिस्टर करने का है सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप। प्रोप्राइटरशिप एक ऐसी बिजनेस एंटिटी है, एक ऐसा तरीका है बिजनेस को रजिस्टर करने का जिसमें कि बिजनेस के ओनर आप खुद ही हैं। जो भी बिजनेस का प्रॉफिट और लॉस होगा वो आपका खुद का प्रॉफिट और लॉस होगा। तो एक तरह से कहा जा सकता है कि आप पर्सनली लायबल हैं बिजनेस के साथ जो भी हो रहा है उसमें। बहुत सारे स्मॉल बिजनेस ओनर्स इसको यूज करते हैं, जैसे कि कोई दुकानदार है वो अपनी दुकान को एज अ प्रोप्राइटरशिप रजिस्टर करवाएगा। अगर आप एक पकोड़े वाला बनना चाहते हैं तो आप अपने बिजनेस को एज अ प्रोप्राइटरशिप रजिस्टर करवाएंगे। प्रोप्राइटरशिप के काफ़ी फायदे हैं। सबसे बड़ा इसका फायदा यह है कि जो गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस होती हैं, जो गवर्नमेंट के रजिस्ट्रेशंस करनी पड़ती हैं, वो कम से कम होती हैं इसमें। अपने बिजनेस को एज अ प्रोप्राइटरशिप रजिस्टर करवाने के लिए आपको अपनी लोकल अथॉरिटी के पास जाना पड़ेगा। अगर आप शहर में रहते हैं तो आपको म्यूनिसिपैलिटी के पास जाना पड़ेगा, और अगर आप गांव में रहते हैं तो ग्राम पंचायत के पास जाना पड़ेगा। कुछ शहरों में ये ऑनलाइन भी हो जाता है, लेकिन हर शहर में नहीं होता है। करीब 1000 रुपये लगेंगे रजिस्टर करवाने के, और 1 से 2 दिन का टाइम लगेगा कि आपकी रजिस्ट्रेशन कंप्लीट हो जाए। लेकिन ये ध्यान में रख के चलना कि रिश्वत भी मांग सकते हैं, क्योंकि आप लोकल अथॉरिटी के पास जा रहे हैं, और आपको तो हमारे देश की हालत पता ही है। तो प्रिपेयर्ड रहना अगर वो कुछ रिश्वत मांगे तो इस काम को करवाने के लिए। बेसिकली एज अ प्रोप्राइटरशिप आप तभी रजिस्टर करेंगे अगर आपका बिजनेस छोटा है, तो आपकी कंपनी में ज़्यादा लोग एम्प्लॉयड नहीं है, 4 से ज़्यादा लोग काम नहीं कर रहे हैं आपकी कंपनी में। क्योंकि अगर आपकी कंपनी बड़ी है तो बहुत रिस्की हो जाता है यहाँ पे। मान लो आपकी करोड़ों की कंपनी है और उसको करोड़ों का लॉस हुआ, अब क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप पर्सनली लायबल हैं प्रोप्राइटरशिप में, तो वो आपका खुद का करोड़ों का लॉस होगा। ये तो आपको चाहिए नहीं होगा, इसलिए इस केस में आपको प्रोप्राइटरशिप नहीं करनी चाहिए। अगर आप खुद के प्रॉफिट और लॉस को कंपनी के प्रॉफिट और लॉस से अलग रखना चाहते हैं, दोनों को एक सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटीज रखना चाहते हैं, इस केस में और जो अलग तरीके हैं बिजनेस रजिस्टर करने के वो यूज होते हैं। इसी में अगला तरीका है OPC, 1 पर्सन कंपनी। 1 पर्सन कंपनी एक बिजनेस एंटिटी है, एक रजिस्ट्रेशन का तरीका है जिसमें कि आप पर्सनली लायबल नहीं है अगर कंपनी को कुछ होता है। तो कंपनी मान लो कल को डूब जाती है तो वो लोग आपके घर पे आके ये नहीं कह सकते कि अपना घर छोड़ो, गाड़ी छोड़ो, अपनी प्रॉपर्टी छोड़ो, क्योंकि आपकी कंपनी डूब गई है, उसके पैसे रीपे करने के लिए। OPC की रजिस्ट्रेशन कॉस्ट अराउंड 6000 रुपये, लेकिन अलग अलग स्टेट्स में थोड़ी ऊपर नीचे हो सकती है, और 5 से 10 दिन लगेंगे इसकी रजिस्ट्रेशन कंप्लीट होने में। और क्योंकि ये 1 पर्सन कंपनी है, इसमें आपको खुद की कंपनी का डायरेक्टर भी बनना पड़ेगा और शेयर होल्डर भी बनना पड़ेगा। जब आप अपनी कंपनी की रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा लोगे एज एन OPC, तो आपकी कंपनी का नाम मान लो अगर चिकारा पकोड़े वाला है, तो रजिस्ट्रेशन के बाद ये नाम हो जाएगा चिकारा पकोड़े वाला प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, और ब्रैकेट्स में OPC। अगला तरीका है कंपनी रजिस्टर करने का, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी। सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस इसमें यही है कि इसमें मिनिमम 2 शेयर होल्डर्स होने चाहिए और मिनिमम 2 डायरेक्टर्स होने चाहिए कंपनी के। मैक्सिमम लिमिट इसमें शेयर होल्डर्स की है 200, और 200 से ज़्यादा अगर आप शेयर होल्डर्स चाहते हैं तो आपको पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनी बनाना पड़ेगा। तो प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी क्योंकि इसका नाम है, तो वही रीज़न से लिमिटेड है जिस रीज़न से 1 पर्सन कंपनी लिमिटेड है। इसमें लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी है पर्सनल आदमी की। इस कंपनी की जो शेयर होल्डर्स हैं उनकी लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी है कि अगर कंपनी को कुछ हो जाता है, कंपनी डूब जाती है, तो उसके शेयर होल्डर्स को पर्सनली वो नुकसान नहीं चुकाना पड़ेगा। ये एक बहुत ही रेपुटेबल और बहुत ही क्रेडिबल तरीका है अपने बिजनेस को रजिस्टर करवाने का। अगर आप ये करवाते हो तो जो कस्टमर्स और क्लाइंट्स का आपकी कंपनी में ट्रस्ट है, जो बैंक्स का आपकी कंपनी में ट्रस्ट है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है अगर आपकी कंपनी पे प्राइवेट लिमिटेड पीवीटी एलटीडी लिखा हो कंपनी के नाम के एंड में। तो बहुत से स्टार्टअप्स अपनी कंपनी को एज अ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड रजिस्टर करवाते हैं या फिर रजिस्टर करवाने की कोशिश करते हैं, क्योंकि इससे जो बैंक से लोन मिलता है वो लोन मिलना आसान हो जाता है, और जो सीड फंडिंग मिलती है स्टार्टअप्स को, जो इन्वेस्टर्स पैसे लगा रहे हैं कंपनी में, वो भी मिलनी आसान हो जाती है। इसकी कॉस्ट है अराउंड 7,000 रुपये और आपकी कंपनी को रजिस्टर करवाने में अराउंड 5 से 10 दिन लगेंगे। ऑब्वियसली क्योंकि ये बहुत ही ट्रस्टेबल है प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, तो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जो रेगुलेशंस होती हैं वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती हैं इसमें। लेकिन इस वीडियो के एंड में मैं आपको एक आसान तरीका बताऊंगा आपकी कंपनी को रजिस्टर करवाने का। एक और कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन के तरीके के बारे में मैं बात करना चाहूँगा, और ये है लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी पार्टनरशिप। ये तब काम आता है जब आप कोई प्रोफेशनल हो किसी फील्ड में, जैसे कि डॉक्टर्स हो गए, इंजीनियर्स हो गए या चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट्स हो गए। और ये तब काम आता है जब आप एक कंपनी फॉर्म करते हो एक लिमिटेड टाइम के लिए, जिसको आपको बाद में डिसॉल्व कर देना होता है। जैसे कि मान लो आप एक बिल्डर हो और आपको एक बिल्डिंग बनानी है, जिसके लिए आपने एक कंपनी खोली, जिसमें आपने मजदूरों को एम्प्लॉय किया, इंजीनियर्स को एम्प्लॉय किया, आर्किटेक्ट्स को एम्प्लॉय किया, लेकिन जब वो बिल्डिंग बन गई पूरी, तब आपको उस कंपनी की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं, तो आपने उस कंपनी को डिसॉल्व कर दिया। यहाँ पे ये लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी पार्टनरशिप काम में आती है। मैंने जो 4 तरीके आपको बताए हैं वो 4 मेन तरीके हैं। आप में से ज़्यादातर लोगों को वही 4 तरीके काम में आएंगे। बस आप इतना जान लीजिए कि अगर आप कॉर्पोरेट फील्ड में डील करना चाहते हैं, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज के साथ डील करना चाहते हैं, तो प्राइवेट लिमिटेड ही प्रेफरेबल तरीका होता है। और अगर आप अपना ही एक छोटा सा बिजनेस रखना चाहते हैं, ज़्यादा रेगुलेशंस में नहीं पड़ना चाहते, तो प्रोप्राइटरशिप एक अच्छा तरीका है। चलिए दोस्तों, अब आपने कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा ली है और अब नेक्स्ट स्टेप है कि आपको अलग अलग टाइप की टैक्स रजिस्ट्रेशंस करवानी है। जीएसटी रजिस्ट्रेशन इसमें नंबर 1 पे है। अगर आपकी कंपनी का टर्नओवर 20 लाख से ऊपर है एक साल में, तो आपको जीएसटी रजिस्ट्रेशन करवानी पड़ेगी। कुछ नॉर्थ की स्टेट्स में मिनिमम अमाउंट 10 लाख का है और आपको तब भी करवानी पड़ेगी जीएसटी रजिस्ट्रेशन अगर आप इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट में बिजनेस करते हैं, या फिर स्टेट्स के बीच में हो रहे इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट में बिजनेस करते हैं, या फिर ई कॉमर्स से रिलेटेड बिजनेस करते हैं। तो अगर आप इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट का बिजनेस करते हैं तो आपको इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट कोड रजिस्ट्रेशन भी करवानी पड़ेगी। कुछ स्टेट्स में एक अलग टाइप का टैक्स है जिसका नाम है प्रोफेशनल टैक्स रजिस्ट्रेशन, जो कि आपको करवानी पड़ेगी अगर आप उन कुछ स्टेट्स में रहते हैं। तो अगर आपकी कंपनी में 10 से ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं तो आपको एम्प्लॉय स्टेट इंश्योरेंस रजिस्ट्रेशन करवानी पड़ेगी, और अगर आपकी कंपनी में 20 से ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं तो आपको प्रोविडेंट फंड रजिस्ट्रेशन भी करवानी पड़ेगी। एक ऑप्शनल रजिस्ट्रेशन है जिसका नाम है एमएसएमई, माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेज रजिस्ट्रेशन। ये करवाना ज़रूरी तो नहीं है, लेकिन अगर आप करवा लोगे तो आपको काफ़ी सारे फ़ायदे मिलेंगे। आपको बैंक से लोन मिलना आसान हो जाएगा, आपको टैक्स सब्सिडीज़ मिलेंगी थोड़ी, आपको एग्जेम्पशन स्कीम्स मिलेंगी और काफ़ी सारे फ़ायदे मिलेंगे। तो करवा लोगे तो ही बेहतर रहोगे। अब दोस्तों, ये इतनी सारी अलग अलग टाइप की टैक्स रजिस्ट्रेशन है और वहाँ पे कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन भी है। इन सारे रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेसेस को साथ में करने का एक आसान तरीका भी है। ये आसान तरीका है iSpeedBiz.com। iSpeedBiz.com एक वेबसाइट है जो इस सारे काम आपके लिए करके दे सकती है। जगदीश लाड़े ने वेबसाइट बनाई है, जो कि एक एंटरप्रेन्योर है और ये इसी चीज़ में स्पेशलाइज करते हैं कि कैसे अलग अलग टाइप की कंपनीज की रजिस्ट्रेशन करवानी है, उनकी टैक्स रजिस्ट्रेशन करनी है, और एक कंसल्टेंसी सर्विसेज भी फ्री ऑफर करते हैं वेबसाइट पे। इस वेबसाइट की खास बात यह है कि पूरे देश भर में लोएस्ट फीस चार्ज करते हैं, ऐसा जगदीश ने मुझे कहा है। बिजनेस रिलेटेड और कंपनी बनाने से रिलेटेड जितने भी काम कराने हैं आपको करके दे सकते हैं। अभी तो मैंने आपको टैक्स रजिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में बताया, कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में बताया, लेकिन अगर आपकी कंपनी, आपका बिजनेस कोई वेबसाइट रिलेटेड है तो आपको डोमेन नेम खरीदना होगा, वो ये करके दे सकते हैं। आपको जो भी कंसल्टेंसी चाहिए होगी ये काम करते वक्त, वो ये आपको करके दे सकते हैं। अगर आपको बैंक अकाउंट खुलवाना है, उसमें मदद चाहिए तो वो ये आपको करके दे सकते हैं। तो सारे जितने काम आप सोच सकते हैं वो ये आपको करके दे सकते हैं, वो भी लोएस्ट फीस पे। बेस्ट चीज़ ये है इस वेबसाइट के बारे में कि आप घर बैठे बैठे ये सारे काम कर सकते हो, चाहे आप इंडिया के किसी भी कोने में हो। ये वेबसाइट पे आप लॉगिन करोगे तो ये आपका काम करके दे देंगे, आपको किसी भी ऑफिस में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। और इसके ऊपर से हम सब लोगों के लिए एक स्पेशल डिस्काउंट दिया जगदीश ने, क्योंकि आप मेरा वीडियो देख रहे हैं। जब आप iSpeedBiz.com पे जाएंगे और अपना अकाउंट बनाएंगे तो नीचे कूपन कोड में लिखिए ध्रुव राठी, और आप ये लिखेंगे तो आपको 700 रुपये ऑफ मिलेंगे। जगदीश ने स्पेशली हम लोगों के लिए किया है क्योंकि आप मेरा वीडियो देख रहे हैं। तो बाकी आप सबके कोई भी सवाल हो, कोई भी डाउट्स हो अपने बिजनेस खोलने से रिलेटेड, आप जगदीश से पूछ सकते हैं इस फोन नंबर पे। इन्होंने ही मेरे को मदद करी है पूरे वीडियो की स्क्रिप्ट बनाने में, तो इन सब चीज़ों में एक्सपर्ट नहीं आपकी, तो ये काम आप खुद ही कर सकते हैं। जीएसटी के लिए अगर आप रजिस्टर्ड हैं तो आपको जीएसटी रिटर्न फाइल करना होता है, मंथली और क्वार्टरली कंप्लाइंसेज होती हैं इसमें। एक सेक्रेटरियल कंप्लायंस है जो आपको करनी ही पड़ेगी अगर आपकी कंपनी ओपीसी, एलएलपी या फिर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी है तो। और स्टैट्यूटरी ऑडिट एक ऐसी चीज है आपको करनी होगी अगर आपकी कंपनी ओपीसी है या फिर एक एलएलपी है जिसका ईयरली टर्नओवर 40 लाख से या उससे ज्यादा है। और इन सारी ईयरली कंप्लायंसेस पे भी ispeedbiz.com आपकी मदद कर सकती है। तो दोस्तों, अब आप तैयार हो एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने के लिए और अपना खुद का बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने के लिए। वीडियो के एंड में अब मैं फाइनली कुछ आपको टिप्स देना चाहूँगा अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं मैं भी एक एंटरप्रेन्योर हूँ, कह ही सकते हो। यूट्यूब चैनल को एक बिजनेस कह सकते हो। मेरी नंबर 1 टिप रहेगी यहाँ पे कि आप हमेशा सोचिए किस तरह से आप वैल्यू दे सकते हैं लोगों को। कस्टमर को वैल्यू देना, क्लाइंट को वैल्यू देना, या फिर लोगों को वैल्यू देना, सोसाइटी को या दुनिया को वैल्यू देना। एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे बोलूँ तो जगदीश अपनी वेबसाइट ispeedbiz.com से वैल्यू देते हैं अपनी सर्विसेज के थ्रू। वो बिजनेस रिलेटेड काम जो आपको करवा के देते हैं उस तरह से आपको वैल्यू मिल रही है उनसे। मैं आपको वैल्यू देता हूँ अपनी नॉलेज के थ्रू, जो नॉलेज आप गेन करते हैं मेरे वीडियोस को देखकर। एक पकोड़े वाला आपको वैल्यू देता है अपने पकोड़ों से, कितने टेस्टी लगते हैं आपको उसके पकोड़े और कितना मज़ा आता है उनको खाने में। तो देखिए, सारे बिजनेस कहीं ना कहीं किसी तरह से वैल्यू देते हैं, और अगर आप वैल्यू पे फोकस करेंगे तो आपका बिजनेस हमेशा अच्छा चलेगा। और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है वैल्यू तभी खुल के दी जा सकती है जब आपको काम करने में मज़ा आता हो। तो वही बिजनेस कीजिए जिसमें आपका इंटरेस्ट हो, ऐसा काम कीजिए जिसमें आपको काम करने में मज़ा आता हो। और लास्टली, ऐसा बिजनेस करने का भी कोई फायदा नहीं है जो एक अनसस्टेनेबल तरीके से चले, किसी चीज़ की डिस्ट्रक्शन हो उस बिजनेस के ऑपरेट होने से। इसका एक एग्जाम्पल मैं दूंगा, जैसे अडानी का बिजनेस है। वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ग्रेट बैरियर रीफ पे कोल माइन बना रहा था, जिससे कि वहाँ की जो नेचुरल इकोलॉजी है वो पूरी तरह से ख़त्म हो जाती। इस बिजनेस करने का क्या फ़ायदा हुआ, वो किसको वैल्यू मिल रही है इससे? कहने को तो वो कह रहा है कि हम जॉब देंगे इस कोल माइन की वजह से, इसकी वजह से और बिजली प्रोड्यूस होगी, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ जो इतना डिस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है इसकी वजह से, उसकी वजह से इसकी कंपनी को कौन पसंद करेगा? इसकी कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं रह जाएगी ऐसे आदमी की। तो ऐसे बिजनेस से भी दूर ही रहिए। तो उम्मीद है दोस्तों आपको इस वीडियो से काफ़ी कुछ जानने को मिला।
Yes, that is all for this particular video. Now I'm going to share few MCQs with you, Ananta. Are you ready for the MCQs? Those are very small MCQs, right?
Okay.
Just a minute.
श्रीलंका में जो
I'm going to read. Can you see these MCQs on the screen?
Yes sir.
Okay, fine. Let us start. Yeah, first one. The first MCQ. The term entrepreneur has been derived from the word entrepreneur, which means what? You have 4 options to give, to undertake, to choose, to decide. What can be the correct option?
To undertake, it should be, I think.
Good. To undertake is the right answer. I'm going to show you answer also. That is B. To undertake. Undertake something. To venture out. Venturing is also undertaking something, right? One more MCQ. This I'm going to skip because you might not be knowing answer. Here the answer is Joseph. Entrepreneurship is a creative activity said by Joseph. Fine. Let us take another simple MCQ. Which is the hallmark of Which is the hallmark of successful entrepreneurship? Hallmark. We are talking about overall this thing, overall personality. What can be the hallmark of successful entrepreneurship?
Self-confidence should be there basically.
No, in fact.
Or it should be risk-bearing capacity.
No, both are wrong. Actually, I'll show you the answer. It is C. Sorry, D. Right, exactly. You are correct.
Self-confidence.
Which is something inbuilt, right? That is a hallmark. You need to have self-confidence, as well as all these characteristics has to be there. But self-confidence is very important, because it is this self-confidence which is going to make you give the answer yes, that whether you would like to be an entrepreneur. The self-confidence will give you answer in yes. If you do not have self-confidence, then probably that answer will be no.
Yes sir, that is a trigger point basically.
That is a bigger point, exactly. Again, this one. It's very simple. Which type of entrepreneurs utilizes a chance to introduce a new technique or a new product? What type of entrepreneur? Again, very simple answer.
A1, I think,
A1,
innovative. I think.
exactly, correct. You are correct. That is innovation, innovative entrepreneurship. Something where you come with a unique idea, a new idea, which was not earlier implemented, is called as innovative entrepreneurs. Whereas all these other terms are not into existence. Initiative, entrepreneurship वगैरह ये चीज़ों आप शायद ही कहीं सुनोगे. This is again general knowledge based question. In which state of India the standard of education is highest? Very simple.
I think Kerala, I think.
Kerala, yes. Good, wonderful. Okay. We'll take few more. Yeah. See, again, this is important. Which phase is the phase of real training? When you give training to somebody, what is that phase called as, in which you are imparting the training? Initial phase?
Initial only, I think.
No, training phase. Training phase is the phase where actually you give the training to the skills training. You can call it skill development also. So it is B, training phase, right?
Okay.
Again, yeah, seed capital scheme is operated by whom? IDBI, a bit of difficult, but the answer is here IDBI, that is Industrial Development Bank of India, right? This type of question may appear in your in your final examination. Why majority of women are unaware of technological development? Again, a very simple MCQ. Why majority of women are unaware of technological development? What can be the reason? Low risk bearing
Can be low risk, low mobility and low risk.
No, it is because of lack of education.
Lack of education.
Mobility
But they are now
doesn't-
educated.
Mobility, you see, sitting at home also you can get this awareness about technological development. Low risk bearing capacity doesn't have to do anything with the technological development, right? Awareness. When we are talking about awareness of technological development. So the answer is C, that is lack of education. One more and then we'll wind up this session. Yeah, here. What is the two-way exchange process in which the needs and wants of the buyers and sellers are satisfied? Again, very simple. We have covered it in marketing management. Two-way exchange process in which the needs and wants of the buyers and sellers are satisfied.
Marketing. Marketing.
Good. Excellent. So remaining will sort this remaining MCQs in our upcoming session. Plenty of MCQs are there. I think almost 60 MCQs are there, right? So Ananta, I think you followed whatever we have learned today, and let us meet in another session so that we can take this discussion further, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ananta. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.